Welcome back to Auto Show, your hub for in-depth coverage of the most exciting machines in the automotive and motorcycle world. Today, we turn the spotlight on a returning icon, the 2026 Kawasaki Valicon 2000. After years of silence, Kawasaki has revived one of the most talked-about heavyweight cruisers in modern motorcycle history. The question is, does it live up to the legend, and how does it stand in a market dominated by Harley-Davidson, Indian, and other powerhouse cruiser brands? Let's dive in. A brief history of the Valicon 2000. The original Valicon 2000 launched in 2004, immediately setting itself apart as one of the largest displacement production V-twin motorcycles in the world. With a 2,053 cubic centimeters air and liquid-cooled V-twin, it earned respect, and a bit of fear, thanks to its sheer size, torque, and intimidating stance. It was Kawasaki's bold answer to American cruiser dominance. At the time, riders were amazed by its massive torque output, about 141 ft-lb, and the way it could effortlessly power down highways. Though praised for its muscle, it was also criticized for its heavy weight, limited cornering clearance, and a somewhat outdated 5-speed gearbox. Eventually, the Valicon 2000 faded from Kawasaki's lineup. But enthusiasts never forgot it, and its cult following demanded a return. Now, for 2026, Kawasaki has decided to resurrect the Valicon 2000, keeping its DNA intact while giving it a modern polish. Engine and performance. The core of the Valicon 2000 remains its defining feature, a massive 2,053 cubic centimeters V-twin engine. Kawasaki has resisted the urge to downsize or overcomplicate the formula. Instead, it has fine-tuned the engine for smoother fueling, more consistent throttle response, and cleaner emissions to meet modern standards. Power output sits around 115 horsepower, which may not sound extreme compared to modern sport bikes, but that's not the point of a cruiser this size. The real magic is in the torque delivery. With well over 190 Nm of torque available at low RPM, the bike surges forward with minimal effort. This makes highway overtakes effortless and gives riders that satisfying push every time they twist the throttle. The 5-speed transmission returns, a deliberate nod to the original design. While some riders may prefer a 6-speed for smoother highway cruising, Kawasaki's reasoning is clear. The Valiccon's wide torque band means fewer gear changes are necessary. The gearbox is heavy, deliberate, and mechanical, in line with the bike's raw character. Chassis and handling. Make no mistake, the Valicon 2000 is not a lightweight. It tips the scales as a true heavyweight cruiser, built for stability rather than nimbleness. Kawasaki has reinforced the chassis and tuned the suspension for better comfort over long distances. The bike features a long wheelbase and a low-slung seat height, giving it that stretched-out cruiser stance riders expect. At the front, thick forks provide stability, while dual rear shocks have been refined for better damping and passenger comfort. Handling remains cruiser-focused, best on highways, straights, and sweeping curves. Tight city riding or twisty canyon roads are not its natural habitat. However, riders looking for a big, planted machine that feels unstoppable in a straight line will feel right at home. Styling and design. Kawasaki has chosen a classic meets modern approach for the 2026 Valicon 2000. The bike retains much of the imposing look of the original. A massive fuel tank that dominates the profile. Generous use of chrome and polished metal. Wide handlebars and forward-set foot controls. A low, broad seat designed for comfort on long rides. At the same time, Kawasaki has incorporated modern touches, LED lighting, updated instrument clusters with digital readouts, and cleaner bodywork. Despite these updates, the overall silhouette remains unmistakably Valicon, big, bold, and built to make a statement. Features and technology. Unlike many modern motorcycles loaded with electronic aids, the Valicon 2000 keeps things relatively simple. This is a conscious decision to preserve the raw, mechanical feel that cruiser fans crave. That said, Kawasaki hasn't ignored technology completely. Riders will find LED headlight and taillight for better visibility. Updated instrument display blending analog dials with a digital screen. Modern braking system with ABS as standard. Improved seat ergonomics for rider and passenger. Optional accessories such as saddlebags, windshields, and touring add-ons. Don't expect advanced rider modes, traction control, or electronic suspension. The Vulcan 2000's appeal lies in its purity. It's about muscle, simplicity, and the rider's connection with the machine. Riding experience. Climbing onto the Vulcan 2000 feels like mounting a beast. The seat height is low, which helps riders feel planted despite the bike's bulk. At ignition, the V-twin roars to life with a deep, throaty exhaust note, not overly refined, but exactly what cruiser fans crave. On the road, the Vulcan excels at what it was designed for, long-distance cruising and highway dominance. The torque makes acceleration effortless, and the bike feels stable even at higher speeds. Riders report that overtaking requires little more than a twist of the wrist, no downshifting necessary. Cornering clearance is still limited, scraping pegs is easy if you push too hard, but this isn't a sport bike. The Vulcan rewards relaxed, confident riding and provides comfort mile after mile. Pros and cons. Pros. Immense torque and effortless acceleration. Distinctive styling that commands attention. Comfortable long-distance ergonomics. Strong heritage appeal for Vulcan fans. Cons. Very heavy, challenging in tight spaces. Only a 5-speed gearbox. Fuel efficiency is low compared to smaller cruisers. Limited modern electronics. Market position. The cruiser segment in 2026 is highly competitive, with Harley-Davidson, Indian, and Japanese rivals all offering big-bore options. Kawasaki's strategy with the Vulcan 2000 isn't about winning with gadgets or luxury features, it's about delivering the rawest, most unapologetic V-twin cruiser experience on the market. It's not for everyone. Riders looking for high-tech touring comforts might gravitate toward Harley or Indian. But riders who want a monster engine, iconic styling, and minimal distractions will find the Vulcan 2000 deeply appealing. Conclusion. The 2026 Kawasaki Vulcan 2000 is not just a motorcycle, it's a statement. Kawasaki has revived a machine that was never about mass appeal but about sheer presence and raw power. It doesn't compromise, it doesn't apologize, and it doesn't try to blend in. For fans of heavyweight cruisers, this bike is a dream come true. For new riders, it may be intimidating, even excessive. But for the right audience, the Vulcan 2000 is exactly what it needs to be: big, bold, and unforgettable. That wraps up today's deep dive on Auto Show. Let us know in the comments, is the 2026 Vulcan 2000 the comeback you were waiting for, or has Kawasaki missed the mark? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more in-depth coverage of the machines that move us.